So if people in South Africa want to start polocrosse, I think the team sports, particularly for equestrians, feel quite daunting to engage with. How would someone, I understand that you're going to say that the best thing to have is a thoroughbred, but if somebody, especially a kid, has a horse that they would just like to play around with polocrosse, where do they start, Manfred? How do they begin to engage?
It is very much a family sport, and it is set around a club structure. So the most likely form for somebody to get involved is to be part of a club, or a club that has a discipline as a sport, or through a friend of the family or a family itself that plays. But if one would just read about it and wanted an interest, one would, I'd go to the internet. You can have a look at Polocrosse and see which clubs. There are a variety of clubs all over the country. And literally, if you can ride a horse and you play hockey at school, I think you've got a fair bit. You might have to change your saddle a bit, because I just realized the other day that these show jumping saddles are called easy art. I think if you play polocrosse on an easy art, you must probably be easy art often out of the saddle, because the saddle is a little different and holds you in a little bit. So
it almost does look like one of the Australian stock saddles. It's got quite a thigh block there.
Yes, yeah. I mean, maybe Sarah can comment on that. I'm normally standing on my feet and watching people play.
No, definitely. So we definitely have brought all the Australian stock saddles into South Africa.
Oh, okay.
We would get them from Australia, or Johnson Brothers used to make in Zimbabwe, we would get. But now we've got Bomber Equestrian making in South Africa, and Gordon Shaw's also making in South Africa.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So basically you need a horse, one that hopefully has a bit of steering and speed and is not scared of a stick waving past its eye. And then the saddle's the next most important thing.
And remember, our community we're not a big community. So everyone is so welcoming if somebody's new, because we all know each other. So if somebody arrives that's new and says they want to come and play polocrosse, everyone is like, oh, you want to learn how to play polocrosse? And they'll give them so much advice and input. That's lovely. It's true what Manfred says. You must look on the internet which club is close by to you. And
I've just hopped onto your website, which is polocrosse.co.za, and I see there at the bottom, you've got quite a lot of information. So if people scroll to the bottom, they can see there's information there about tournament procedures, the rules, clubs, obviously. So that's a really helpful starting point.